Hi guys, we've noticed that the experience someone has while working at a big four is vastly different from the experience that they have working in a mid-sized firm. Such differences that can possibly shape your career and be a deciding factor today. So if you're in a position where you soon have to choose which route to go in, hopefully you found this video at the right time to be able to assist you in making such a decision. Right? So guys, before I get into the video real quick, I'm Rashesh. I am an ACCA trainer. I work at Zell since more than 2 years now. And at Zell, we offer training for professional courses such as ACCA, CFA, CPA, IFRS, and more. And these courses can be the key to kickstarting your career going down these professional career routes. Please like, share, and subscribe so this video reaches the right audience such as you and helps them at the right time. So guys, the very first thing that comes to my mind when I am differentiating between a big four and a mid-sized firm is the clientele. So of course, it's no secret that in a big four, the type of clientele you're exposed to is much better. So when I say better, the volume of clients is more, but more importantly, the type of your clients are more. So let's just say if you're working at, say, auditing a banking institution, you're suddenly looking at the apex institutes, such as, say, we have Kotak Mahindra, we have HDFC, and other such companies go to these big fours for their audit. If you're working at an MNC, you're looking at other similar clients, at a mid-level and requiring audit services. So the type of clientele is one where the big four has a slight advantage because they are exposed more to such clients, further exposing you to such clients and giving you a better opportunity to serve them and learn in the process, right? But the next thing, which is the role. What kind of a role are you looking at when you're working at a big four and at a mid-sized firm? So commonly, we've observed that at a big four, the work is very process-oriented. What I mean is, you sit somewhere in the hierarchy in a big four, you have a very specific and a dedicated role that you play in whatever work is which is happening, right? So you have to ensure that you do that particular process, do that particular role in the most efficient manner. And that's the thing that you learn the most, how to bring out the efficiency you didn't know exists in you and how to be able to cater that to your organization more and more, right? Whereas when comparing that to a mid-sized firm, there you have a greater level of responsibility on your shoulders. You are exposed to clients in a much more advanced way, and you have much more to be able to accomplish in order to serve those clients. So what I mean is, say you have a lot of specializations in a big four. Someone will be specializing in one process, someone will be specializing in another. So they stick to that. Whereas in a mid-sized firm, you have to ensure, take responsibility of all these multiple processes and deliver that service at the same level of your quality. Next, we need to talk about career growth, something that is very vital to you, no matter in which work space you are, right? So in a big four, we are looking at a more formal career growth for you, because if you're working in a company with levels of hierarchy, you're looking at promotions over time, which allow you to get to the top, right? Another important thing working in a big four, which is an advantage over that in a mid-sized firm, is the ability to network. Of course, if it's a large institution, you have many more people to interact with, be it your clients, your peers, your seniors, and more. So the network that you develop over time can help you in your career in the future, right? In compensation, or let's just say equally important, is the ability to, or let's just say the sense of ownership that you have working in a mid-sized firm. So in a mid-sized firm, the responsibility allows you to learn more, like we already discussed, but that also almost always translates into eventually becoming a partner much more sooner. So it is possible that you become a partner at the same mid-sized firm. It is possible that you equip the right tools to have something of your own, some of your own setup one day. And that direction is where your career will be headed if you're working in a mid-sized firm. Next, guys, is learning. Something I believe is a vital add-on and of course adds on to your career growth. So when it comes to learning at the workplace, I believe that the mid-sized firm trumps the big four to some extent, because at a mid-sized firm, like I already said, you're working much more in a position of responsibility. So the exposure means that you learn much more hands-on, and the things you learn are skills that you can not only implement in the same career or in the same profile, but in general aspects as well. Whereas learning in the big four is much more process oriented, like again, we already discussed. There are formal learning and development sessions, formal training sessions conducted, which, yes, are beneficial to learn key skills, but are not equal to that what we face in a mid-sized firm, right? Next, we can talk about mobility. So what do I refer when I am talking about mobility? So mobility means the ability you have to see yourselves working, let's say internationally, or see your growth be flexible to how you want it to be in your life. So in a big four, the chances of you having a mobile career are much more, because the presence of a big four organization simply is throughout the world. So if your work is good, you can be placed in an international branch of the same company you're working in. Or once you've worked in through the big four, the big four companies, then you're always looking at, even when you're changing the company, you're always looking at another big four or another similar big organization. So that's one advantage. Whereas if you're working in a mid-sized firm, again, like I mentioned, the advantages are more towards something of your own. So like I said, be it your own setup or be it an extension to the same mid-sized company. So let's just say, for example, the mid-sized firm that I work in has its operations in Mumbai. If I've worked here for long enough, I can be the one who's trusted to have my own setup in Delhi for the same company, right? So those kind of growth and those kind of mobility is available when you're working in a mid-sized firm. When my students personally ask me that what would you choose, or what should we choose, my answer to them is not always one directional, it's not always objective. So one thing I will say is take it with a pinch of salt, because of course working at any is not easy. You have, if I say mid-sized firms have more responsibility, it does not take anything away from the big four, because again, the stakes are very high no matter where you work. So always understand it that way, that there's room for you to learn and grow no matter where you're working. It's just about how you take the work and how serious you are about your career. So the advice that I give to my students commonly is they can also look at working at both. It is not compulsory that, yes, once you commit to one particular career route, that's where you're headed forever. It's more about thinking in the right way. So maybe you can start off in a mid-sized firm and then eventually make the jump into a big four and work your way upwards. Maybe you can start off in a big four, learn the right way to do things, learn the best or the most efficient practices or processes, and then have your own setup or work in a mid-sized firm and help them grow further. So the right combination can be vital for you to have a career that you are proud of, 5, 10, 15 years down the line. So with that being said, guys, I wish that this video reaches a lot of people, and for that I need your support. So please like, share and subscribe to our channel, and any other questions that you might have, we'll be more than happy to answer. So please leave them down in the comments.